Hello. Today I will be talking. Well, this is Confessional 29. Today I will be talking about what I struggle with. I guess my strengths and my weaknesses in class, and I'll start with the overall class, and then I'll break them down into the sections that you were provided us. Right. So first, yeah, I'm talking about class. I guess in a whole, but on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say I have an 8 level of knowledge, just because I'm able to understand everything that's being said. Like, it's not a problem, and for the most part, I'm able to use it. But I haven't practiced it enough to be proficient in it. And it's when I am proficient in it, it's more of how do I convey that to the audience, or convey my argument in a way that sounds more convincing than what I'm saying. Because I could look up the topic, or I could do my research and then make an argument off of it, but it wouldn't give as much impact as I wanted it to give. So I'll go deeper into that later, but just focusing on that. So with that, I guess what I could do personally to work on that would be to do more research at home, or increase my vocabulary, just so I'm a little bit better at formulating, using certain words when they're supposed to be used. Um, I'd say the main thing is repetition. See, because when I go over things more than once, like the refutations, the syllogism, and the impact calculus, I'm able to understand it and use it effectively. Like, I essentially have those down. I'd say maybe like 9, if not 10. But then the problem comes in when I'm trying to make it deeper, or find more nuances with them, or even try to use them like how I did in class, but I still missed the mark just a little bit because of the wording, right? Because I had the information, but I couldn't convey it, so I missed it, right? But yeah, definitely more research at home. I could even ask some alumni or even my TAs to help me after, or I y'all sorry after class, or even some other alumni that aren't here right now, but I have the numbers so they could help me. Now I'll talk about the specific things, so the list that you gave, and I'll start with Dr. Mo, right? So, like I said earlier, I'm really proficient in that. I think the only if a problem would be minimized, just because it was introduced as something that I wasn't. It changed. That's not the problem, but I haven't really practiced it too much. But I'm starting to implement it into my current events, just so I can make sure that I have it. So I'll start writing that by y'all and doing more current events. So with the, like I was talking about earlier, with the current events, I'll just add that to it some more, just to make sure that I have it down proficiently. But aside from that, Dr. Mo, that's I have a good level of knowledge in that. It's easy. Yeah, I said it's like 9, if not 10, right? Next, the questions to clarify and the questions to deconstruct. If I'm going to be completely honest, those are easy for me. That's not a problem. Especially to clarify, and when I'm repeating the question in a different way just to make sure I understand it. Those are simple, but it becomes a bit more difficult when I'm trying to trap my opponent. So I'll give you an example. In class today, or yesterday, or Saturday, we were talking about, well, you were giving different topics to the people on the board, right? So I broke some of them down into values. I think the last one was like, should governments be able to tap into your cameras, right? So that was safety versus privacy, or at least that's what they said. And so, right, I had those, but the problem came in where I was supposed to make questions against one. So I wanted to say, like, hey, how can you value privacy over safety, right? A person's life. But I wasn't able to. I don't want to be so direct with the question that I give it away. So I'd say 8 out of 10. Next, what impact calculus and syllogism. We've been working on those forever. So those are very simple. I have a good depth of knowledge with that. Don't need help with that. But for me to be working on it, I'd say just implement it into my current events, and impact calculus, maybe make more than one current event. And the last thing, number 7. Well, sorry, not number 7, but yeah, I'd say that was a 10. And then next, the link chains and connections. I'd say maybe that's a 7 out of 10, just because my connections aren't as deep as I want them to go. Like, I have the connections, I can see the connections, and I make link chains with my current events. But the problem is that I want them to be more nuanced and deep. I think I could continue working on current events, or even go back to my go back to synthesizing text to get an argument out of it, which is kind of like a current event. That's why it's not lower. But if I could learn to go deeper, that would help. And even exercises like that in class where we're given a text and we have to make an argument out of it, kind of like the current events, but we go through all these steps, so now we have a finished project, which is a stronger argument. All right. Thank you. I'll see you Saturday.